This is The Healing Social.
When do you as boys learn how to process? Who teaches that?
Experience.
Because you got your mama.
There you go.
If you had your mom, you got your dad, but where does that? Do you all feel like you had a crash course in how to show up emotionally for a man versus this is what hammer, nail, this is what men do?
No, I think it is emotional intelligence. You know, at the same time, I this is just me. I can only speak from my experience. I think it's your relationship you have with God. You know what I mean? Because to me, that's who defined who I am. Like that's my go-to, my faith. You know what I mean? So if I had to say what was my defining man moment, it was when I had my experience with God. Yeah. You know, once I was broken enough to be built into a man. You know, because when you're a man, when you're a teenager, they call it smelling yourself.
Yeah.
You walk around, you smelling yourself now, because you thinking you learning stuff, you think you knowing stuff, and it wasn't until when God broke me, so I was like, you know what, I don't know anything. But I know God, I don't want to feel this feeling ever again. Yeah. And that's when I walked into manhood at that point. But that's just me. I can't say that for everybody else, but that's just me. And I think at the end of the day, it becomes a choice. You know, you literally have to choose right from wrong. You know, to me, it's not that complicated to be a man.
No, it's not.
Actually quite very simple.
It is.
It's a choice. You can either choose to be there or you can choose not to be there. Now, how you decide to be there is on you, but it's a choice to do those two things. You know what I mean? It's still a choice. Now, how you decide to do it that's a whole another segue. You know what I mean? But I think the most valuable thing nowadays in starting and being a man is being present. You got to be present. Now, you might not get it all right, but you just need to be present. You know what I mean? But to just completely run away from that, I don't want to just surround children. I'm talking about just responsibility in itself.
Right.
I don't want you to feel like you're not a man if you're not taking care of kids.
Right.
Yeah.
You could be a man without children. You could be a man without taking care of people. But you have to be respectful. You know what I'm saying? You have to be genuine. You know what I mean? You have to be more importantly, you have to be real. Society and life will rip you apart if you aren't those three things right now. Because people nowadays are so fake. If you can't discern what's genuine nowadays, you'll lose sight of what's really important in life. People think money is everything when it's not. The richest thing you have in life, what you can't have, like family and love.
First.
Real love.
Real love.
And I've always told God I never want to be rich. I never wanted to be rich because sometimes when you get rich, you turn away from God. So God, I only want stability in my life. I'm fine with the struggle. I'm fine with not having all the family things in life. But what I don't want to not have is what money can't buy, and that's peace. That's my family. That's people who love me. You know what I mean? Not somebody who's trying to stab me in my back. Those are the things that help define who you are as a man, your circle. You know, what you constantly putting yourself around, what you filtering yourself with. You know, those things play a role in who you are. And if you look at a lot of guys who aren't good, man, look at the man they're around.
Ooh.
You said it. Look at the man they're around. Like, you got, like, it's the same thing with women. Like, we know if she wildin', how she gonna be able to, come on, man. I'm not saying all birds of the same feather flock together, but they share some of the same struggles. I will say that.
No, you made a point to him about making a choice.
Yeah.
It's literally just a choice. It's like, all right or wrong. That's why I said before, when we were talking previously about you know better, you do better. I'm like, come on, man. We all have common sense. Yeah. We all do.
Ooh.
You know, like I'm talking about. Okay. So when I say common sense, I'm saying
I know what you mean.
You know that you ain't supposed to walk up to this person and rob them. You know that. You know that. You need some money? Go take your ass and get a job. Or even borrow some money. They got so many take a payday loan out. I don't care. But I'm saying you know what's right and what's wrong, though. That's my point. I'm saying, like you talking about adulthood, it ain't got to be sitting around a child.
Right.
You know what you're supposed to do as an adult. Have a car with some insurance on it. Now you done hit somebody, you ain't got no insurance on your car.
That's a good segue. So you an adult, right? I got a car. You know? But being a man is being responsible and getting insurance on that car. That's a good segue.
But that's just like I said, just piggybacking on what you're saying. You know that. You can't drive. We live in a society, in the world. This has been put before us, before we was even here. You have to have insurance on your car to drive your car. You have to have a valid driver's license.
So, okay. So I got to pull y'all cards right now. Because y'all sound great. Y'all sound really emotionally intelligent and like real adults. When did y'all become real adults? Real men? When did you all become real men? And did you all just get it right the first time? Y'all got it right? So, you know, what was that like? When did y'all become this? And I love it. Don't get me wrong, because this is like, it's interesting to hear you all say it from your psyche, right? Because I feel the same way, right? I feel the same way as a woman. Like, yeah, this makes sense to me. But what happened? When did you all switch over? What was that choice made?
I think for me, when I got married at 27 initially. So I was the first one among my friends to get married. They were still like going on guys trips and kicking it. And I was winterizing the house, you know what I'm saying? They were watching the Bears game. I'm putting up the plastic on the windows, you know what I'm saying? And they still to this day joke with me about that. But that moment was like, all right, I'm actually, I'm a stepfather. You know, she had a daughter. I'm like, I'm a stepdad. I'm a parent. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I gotta make sure she gets to school on time. Is you up for school, girl? Come on, let's go. I'm making sure I'm paying my bills on time. So like, I think that first marriage for me, it wasn't the only marriage, but that marriage made me mature into being a man. Like, because I knew I wasn't when I met her. You know, even when we got married initially, I wasn't there yet. But then being responsible, having to have a job, having to pay a mortgage, having to take care of individuals, like you say, it'll make you grow up quick. You know, car then zonked out. Okay, what am I gonna do? I gotta get to work. Gotta get to work. Because if I don't get to work, I can't make no money. If I can't make no money, I can't pay my bills. I can't pay no bills, I'm gonna be out on the street. So it's like, it makes you grow up quick. So
what's the question exactly now? When what?
When did you all become real men? I mean, I'm loving what I hear on the couch. I do. I'm loving, because the reality is, I think, is everybody has like this journey, like, you know, to becoming, right? Like, you don't just turn 18 and everything, and some people do. Some people mature really fast, but you know, all of the pieces matter. Like, what was that turning point? What was that?
If I had to,
that light switch.
If I had to put a light switch on it, I would say me turning into a man was when I started to really value stuff. When I started to really value stuff that had substance to it, like a real relationship. You know what I mean? Then you throw in the mix trying to be a provider, you know, for just my family, not even my kids, just my mom, help my brothers, you know, situations like that. And I think that significance right there is enough for you to want to be a man, you know, to want to take care of your mom or put her in a situation where she's not so stressed out about certain things, you know. And I think a lot of it might stem from that. You know, growing up in, you know, a single household, and you see your mom struggle with things, and I watched my mom do her very best. You know, to me, I was the baby, so I didn't really see most of the all of the struggle, but I saw some of it. You know, and to see her just walk through each and every situation with so much strength. You know what I mean? Just enduring. You know, like to this day, my mom didn't. She probably not gonna like me saying it, but my mom didn't kiss me or hug me until I left the house.
Talk about it though.
So. I actually got a lot of my emotion from my dad. You know, mind you, this is a guy who was in and out of my life when I was younger, but he was so significant in who he was that the little time I shared with him was so impactful. You know what I mean? And once I got older and I found out about my dad's struggles and what he went through, it was like dang, like my dad really been through it, you know? So now I understand why he wasn't there the way he wanted to be, because he couldn't be in the mental capacity. You know, we talking about mental health. My dad was a therapist at 6 years old. You know what I mean? So I think the turning point for me to become a man was when I actually got old enough to understand situations. And it's like, you know what? I know what I want to be, so I need to work towards being like what I don't want to be like. You know what I mean? So once I saw what my dad struggled with, I knew what I need to stay away from drugs. I need to stay away from alcohol. You know what I mean? Those type of things. And once I saw what my mom was doing, my grandfather, you know, my mom she was a hardworking woman, 9 to 5 with 3 boys. You know what I mean? So I don't knock any black woman or any woman for that matter that takes care of their kids on their own. But I am reluctant to the ones who are Miss Independent, don't need a man. Those are the ones I'm reluctant towards, you know what I'm saying? Well, I used to be, I have my own now. But at that time, it was hard for me to understand women in that stratosphere, because that's the time we live in, you know. It's all about how I could take care of myself and what a man gonna do for me. You know? So it wasn't even about me showing how I'm a man. It was about what I could do for her. You know what I mean? So I think once I actually found the good woman, not saying you need a woman to be a man, I'm not saying that, but for me, once I found the good woman, you know, it made me being a man even easier. You know, I just, like, I tell people nowadays, like, when you find somebody that you click with, it ain't even work. It's like, it's easy. It really is, you know, but I think significance in that is you have to be mature enough, you know what I mean, to handle that type of responsibility. And everybody want a relationship, but they don't want the struggles of having a relationship. So there are struggles, but it's not all struggles, you know. Those moments define you as a man, what you decide to do within your relationship. That's another aspect you have to grow in.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna know. Like, you didn't just wake up one day, I'm a man. I know what to do. Like,
Yeah.
I kept learning, you know. One of my friends said something to me significant sometimes. You know how you watch a movie and then you haven't seen it for a long time and you watch it again?
Yeah.
And then you see something in the movie you hadn't seen before.
Right, you see something new.
God does the same thing with lessons in your life. So you might, you see yourself going like, God, why am I going through this again? Like, you've been through this before, right?
Right.
But you got the lesson, but you missed something in the lesson. So it's kind of like watching a movie all over again. Think about how many movies you just saw. You're like, that's Buddy from so-and-so. I didn't even know he was in this. You know what I mean? Because you just saw something else on another level. It's the same thing God do with you in situations. That's what develops you into a man. Being able to recognize that you in the same lesson, but now you're seeing something else in that lesson. Does that make sense to you? You know what I mean? And it's hard for people to understand that in the moment because we're so focused on the why me portion of what you're going through. It's like, why not me? So you got to have your mindset.
Yeah.
God's put me through this for a reason. Once again, that's just me and my faith. I can't speak on everybody else, but if you are a man of faith, then you got to look at situations as why not me? You know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to be learning from this guy versus, well, I got to be going through it again. I stay away from those warrior meat people too. Always meat people I stay away from. I'm more so like, all right, God, you know, I'm here now, so whatever it is, you know what I mean?
Right.
Gotta make it happen.
That's what's gonna make you a man though, in those situations that you learn from, you know what I mean? So that's what it is. It's a constant learning process. Like I said earlier, I think growth is a constant. You know, I think you never want to be comfortable as a man, like you got it all together, because you don't. Always be open-minded, and when it comes to a woman, you know, it's the same for her. When she finds that man, or when he finds her, you want to be open-minded. I'm not closed-minded in situations when it comes to women. I have no problem with sitting there listening to you and let you get everything off. But when it's my turn to talk, let me talk. Let me say what I gotta say. You know, I'll let you talk. You know what I mean? But I think more than anything nowadays, it's emotional intelligence. That's probably my biggest thing I've learned as a man. Because that's how I handle other men. You know, I don't let people get me out of my character now, because, you know, that's an emotional intelligence to me that's important that you need to have and be equipped with. Because getting into an argument on the street nowadays, I'm a man, he a man, now we got two apples, he might have a gun, I want to use my fist, now it's over. So you got to be emotional intelligent, like, you know what, I'm not even going to put it.
Especially in Chicago.
So,
Because we're not just anywhere.
yeah, so, you know.
And I struggle with that.
Yeah, man.
You say you struggle with
I
that?
struggle with that.
It's major, it is.
It's as men, it's a pride thing, you know.
Ego.
And
Ego.
say ego. I struggle with that a lot, especially in my field of work, barbering. So me owning a shop, I'm dealing with so many personalities, and that's why it goes back to being insecure as men or even as women that are barbers. They don't want to take the responsibility of how to grow and want to prosper in the business. I don't know if it's an ego type of thing, but, you know, even old to young, they all have these same mentalities that, well, man, if he could do it, I could do it. Everybody wants to be a chief. Nobody wants to be an Indian just for, you know, everybody wants to be the head honcho. Everybody can't be the head honcho. You have to understand that even with me building, my wife is mostly one of the reasons why I'm where I am today. Facts. And I can't deny that.
Wow.
Of course, I had women in my life, and it doesn't even matter because they didn't push me. She pushes me. She pushes me beyond my boundaries. She's not giving me expectations. It's not, when I met her and I told her, and even in my proposal, I told her I wanted to give her the world. Not financially, not anything. I just want to be able to if I needed to or if I had to.
That's significant, bro.
So that goes back to being in the business of barbering. I mean, just growing, just keep growing. I'll never settle, even opening the second location. I'm already thinking about what I want to do next.
That's good.
So it's always an evolution of growing. Not knowing, I've taken my bumps and bruises. You know, COVID damn near killed me. You know, 2019, 2020, shop was open 2019, 2020, COVID happened. Shop closed down 6 months, lost everybody. The only person I had was my family. My wife was pregnant at the time with twins.
Dang, you're pregnant?
She was pregnant with twins, and you know we were still newlyweds. So it was a lot. There was a lot going on at that time. But that was, like I say, all I had was my wife. I had my wife and I had my kid. So when we go back to saying that, when did we know that we were actually going into manhood? I think that was it. That was it. Because it was like, dude, I can't.
Broken.
Yeah.
I was to the point where I was like, man, I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
The world shut down.
Yeah.
Money's not even the issue right
Yeah.
now.
Nah,
I'm thinking about these 2 kids that are in her stomach. We at home trying to figure out what's going to happen next.
So what kept you from running? What kept you from like, I can't take fuck these kids. Like they say, the same they say. What made
I built so much with my wife. I built so much. I built everything. I mean, it was everything that we always talked about. Everything. It was like, dude, I have 2 I have 2 that I'm looking at. Even when I stepped outside just to get a breather, I come back in, and that's the only thing that made me happy.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't
something about them kids, right?
Yeah, it's not even the people outside. People will call. We would call. COVID was a crazy time. Everybody was calling, FaceTiming each other and stuff like that. But it didn't really matter. The only people, I think, family got closer then. If you didn't get closer with your family and didn't get in the mentality of, man, I can't let this job stress me. I can't let this company had this much control over me, and then No, I'm just saying, it's like once you get out of that, and it came back in, it was like, dude, I can't never be in that position ever again.
Yeah.
I can't give a person that much control over what's going on.
Yeah. How you eat?
If you didn't have that companionship next to you, man, I don't know.
Yeah, I thank God for my job. COVID didn't affect us at all.
It's a blessing.
It actually made things worse for my own job. We were so busy. I work for the railroad, so
Oh yeah.
the railroad don't stop for nobody.
Nah.
It's like there's God and there's the railroad.
Oh yeah, I know. I got a few clients and they like, dude, I'm on a board. I don't know when I can come in. So it's,
For the few people who did get laid off, the railroad took very, very well care of them. Did along with whatever. I think it's
crazy.
at the time, whatever package he was giving out too.
Yeah. That's still
It didn't affect me at all. Thank God.
stimulus checks.
I don't even qualify for a stimulus.
it was a crazy time, man. Crazy
Get a
time.
little upset about y'all stimmies.
Did I get a stimmy? I think I got a little
I
stimmy.
didn't get a stimmy.
I got a little stimmy. I was working for the railroad around that time too.
I remember seeing you at
Yeah.
I'm seeing.
Yeah, but they let me go. I didn't get no package. I wasn't even eligible for one.
Dang,
Dang.
you was part-time?
No.
You was full-time? Didn't get nothing?
Full time.
They
HR.
dirty.
Dirty.
They dirty. They cutthroat.
God, railroad.
They cutthroat.
They
Oh, they
act like nothing ever. But no, I feel you. That is so interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got so much. All right, I got so much. Because I know we could talk so much about this, but like as we wrap it up, I kind of want to touch on something that just came up that feels very important for me to hear from you all. And it reminds me of a conversation I had with someone as well, family member that told me, yeah, when I grew up, my mom didn't really hug and kiss me like that. So right now, all that hand holding, touchy, lovey-dovey stuff, like I don't really do all that. But you said something so interesting. You said, I got that from my daddy. You said you learned the mechanics of
Oh, the affection came from my
Affection.
dad. Yeah, my dad would cry right now if he kissed me.
from your
If I
daddy.
don't kiss him. Yeah, my dad get mad if I don't kiss him.
Do you all share the same sentiments? Like how did you learn to show affection and emotion as a man?
That both people mad when I tell them that too. It does blow me.
Yeah, to a certain degree, I would say dad. I got it. Like I said, I had both of my parents, so I got it from both. My mom was, she would cry. We would see her cry. She would hug, kiss you, love. But my father, like your father, Tim, was an affectionate guy. I remember, quick story. My dad, I was playing summer league basketball, right? And I didn't have a ride to the game. And my dad, because he had to do something. So we had this guy in our house. He was like, my parents were trying to get the windows redone or whatever. And the guy was just like, well, which way is your game or whatever? And he was like, I was like, well, it's going this way, blah, blah. So my dad was like, would you mind dropping them off if that was okay? So I remember when I got home from the game, whatever. As soon as I hit the door, my father came up to me and hugged me and squeezed me. He was crying. This is the first time I ever seen my dad cry in my life. I was like 14. And I didn't know what was wrong. It scared me. I started crying, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know what was going on. And he said, son, I am so sorry. I should have never sent you with that. That man could have killed you, raped you. Stranger. Like, I never seen my dad cry up until this point. Never. But when I say he was crying like a baby, he was like unconsolably crying because he said in that moment, he said, in haste, I sent you with this man because I had my own stuff not going on. He said, I put you second behind my stuff and not put you first like I should have as my child. And anything could have happened to you. He said, I will never do that again, son. He said, and like, still to this day, he brings that up. He brings that story up every now and then.
Wow.
But my father, he showed emotion. He wasn't a hard dad. You know, it's like that. You know, we got whoopings, but he still was emotional. He gave you a hug after he whooped your butt.
My mom was a softie. My dad, he shows it in a different way.
Okay.
Yeah, he shows his emotion in a different way. So if I'm there and I do something wrong, he's there. He does. It's kind of like I don't know. It's weird. It's I wouldn't say it's psychological, but it's something that like whether if I was doing something wrong or something, he'll be there and he'll like, man, well, you know what you got to do. It's not gonna be a hug. It's not gonna be a kiss. It's not gonna be. Well, you know what you gotta do. But then he's also there when he may not tell me that he's proud of me, but I hear it from people, other people. Yeah,
that's what's up.
So, you know, my dad, he doesn't do it in a soft way. He's present. Yeah, that's how he do it. He's there for all of my wins, all of my losses.
Because when you doing something, you doing what my dad. Yeah, he over there.
All of my losses, all of my wins, he's there. Yeah. Now my mother, she's a softie. She's gonna console me. She's gonna tell me, baby, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, or you know, it's gonna happen. She's gonna be there. She's gonna make anything happen if my father can't.
Oh yeah, my mom. I think my mom's the same way. I don't think she's not emotional. My mom is just, she had to raise 3 boys, you know. So I think she's just like, I gotta let these boys know I'm strong.
Yeah. That makes tough love.
I can tell you right now, I don't think I've ever seen, maybe once or twice, I seen my mom cry. She just one. She's like, I refuse to show y'all me being weak. Not saying she don't cry behind closed doors, but man, I think I might have saw her cry with my brother, dad. That was probably it.
Yeah.
They say boy different.
Yeah, like for real, like I don't know, bro. My mom might be the strongest person I know.
It's interesting. Well, and so I love. Shout out to all y'all, because y'all mamas and all y'all mamas and daddies. Because unfortunately, it's a lot of men that don't have that. It's a lot of men, like you said, that experience their dads putting them behind what they had going on for all of their lives. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and not just that, like that one instance to reconcile with you. Yeah. But you got some men in the world that I meet that are walking with that. You know what I mean? That their dads put them behind all that stuff going on, and then they're left with, you know, having to maneuver in the world with the remnants of either who that person was or a little bit of who that person is or lack of identity. And it's interesting though, because as you come in relationship with people, and not just romantic relationship with people, like if I come in relationship, friendship, anything like that, you know, you don't really know what's going on behind the surface until you kind of get under the layers and realize those things tend to seem to have an effect on the men.
Definitely.
You know, and it's easy as a woman to not think about it. When you in friendship or a relationship, it's easy for me to not think about it, but it might have like underlying impact more. So then I realized just kind of hearing y'all back, you know, bounce back and forth between the experiences. So it's really interesting from y'all perspective to understand that. I mean, whoa, this only I feel like this not even this is a surface.
We ain't went
this
deep
is
yet.
Surface. We're not even gone deep yet. I could keep y'all forever, but I know we gotta go. We got more topics though.
Facts.
And it's interesting because I feel like this is segueing into some stuff that we could talk around mental health. And so I can't wait to get y'all back on the couch.
Facts.
For us to continue this conversation. But y'all gave me a lot to think about today. Y'all gave me a lot to think about. And I want to ask, and I didn't think I asked this. How is it being a man in Chicago? Maybe to close this out. What is it different? Like, are all men going through the same thing everywhere, or is it like, is Chicago different?
I don't know. I don't
Every city.
Yeah, I just,
Yeah, right.
know, I just know what.
Yeah.
Out of the city
Yeah,
for a reason.
You got out of the city.
I got out of the city for a
Okay.
reason.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
being on guard. I'm just so
Yep,
on guard
yep.
up in the city.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't want to say I was uncomfortable, but I was. You know, I just didn't like it. You know,
It's not about being scared.
yeah.
Nah.
exactly,
We got-
you know,
Nah.
Like man, it's just more to life than just rah.
Yeah.
Just say that. Like it just is. So,
It's like Wu-Tang said, you gotta protect your neck.
yeah.
In Chicago, for real.
Yeah.
And I ain't even grow up in Chicago like that. Like I said, my parents moved us to the suburbs when I was a baby, but we always was in Chicago because that's where our family was, cousins, uncles, aunties, and stuff like that. And I just remember they was like, hey, keep your head on the swivel, son. Swivel.
yeah, that's really what it is.
Well, we're gonna unpack that a little bit more at a later date and time.
That's right.
Y'all gotta come back to the couch though, because we got more to talk about.
I need a softer seat on the couch, though.
Oh man, whatever. That's right, y'all.
Stay tuned for a sneak peek from the next episode.
Y'all talked about a lot, and we talked about mental health very quickly in our last conversation.
I always figured it out on my own. I always, and it's like, it gets to a point where if my mental is not right, I always explode. Every now and then, like you said, the filter.
I think it's so hard for most men because we're natural born problem solvers. So it's like, that's in my DNA. So the moment somebody's telling me something, whether it be my mom or whether it be my lady, whatever, as you're telling me your issue, I'm trying to think of a solution.
For me, I guess I wouldn't go to Facebook to let the world know that I'm going through a mental crisis. I'm going to piggyback off my boy. I'm aiming, man, bro. What you doing, man? I need you. Or, mom, can you talk? You know, I ain't doing good.
If it wasn't for what I do, just keeping business out there and being with the people, I wouldn't even have social media.
Yeah.
Me either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have social
Me either.
Really?
It's terrible.
I wouldn't.
It's terrible.
Nice.